Yeah, first of all, we are disappointed because we have to return to Norwich without any points, and we were greedy today to win some points. I think it was a game of two different halves and a perfect role model why it's so important for us to stick to our principles, because in the first half we were not brave enough to play our football. Yeah, of course, Southampton is a really good pressing side, especially in the home game. They are always well structured, aggressive, but we were not brave enough to bypass them. So we're not brave enough to use some risky options sometimes in the build-up and choose too often to play with long ball and chip balls, and this is not our style. And we looked, if I'm really honest, in the first half even solid out of the game, because out of the game we didn't allow them to have any chances, but we didn't have the control over the game, and we allowed them to have too many set pieces. And if I'm honest, we were playing with many technical players, with many small players, and also perhaps slim players. So in terms of set pieces, we are not the best team in this league. So we need a bit more control over the game. And then in the first half, although we didn't allow them to create chances out of the game, but we were 2 times bullied in set pieces. And then to be back 2-0 at halftime is really difficult, especially for such a young side, a newly promoted side. And I was pretty pleased with the reaction of my team in the second half, because I would say it's even easier to start in this way, like we played in the second half from the beginning. But to do this in a situation where you're 2-0 down in an away game was pretty impressive. And we started then to play our football, to dominate the game, to dominate possession. I think I just watched the statistic in the end. We had more than 60% possession. We had many shots, and also several chances in the first half. We didn't create any chance. In the second half we created a lot, and my feeling was the second half performance definitely deserved to that we travel back with at least a draw. But sadly the first 45 minutes were today crucial, and we have to accept the loss, because in the end we also missed several chances. I think in the last minute Sam Byram with 2 shots, also really good situation to equalize, and would have been a precious point and unbelievably important point for us. So we have to accept the loss and travel. Also disappointed, that's for sure.
Farke turned the game very nearly in your favour, did he not, when he scored the goal? If he'd had a bit more service, possibly he could have got more out of the game?
Yes, that's what we spoke about. We need to bring in general the game more into the opponent's half, and bring the lads closer to Timo, because he's always smart and really dangerous with his movements. But in the first half, we just played the long balls in terms of winning the headers and saving the balls. He's not the best striker, but if we bring more bodies close to him who can play the through pass, the penetration pass, then we're looking pretty sharp. This is exactly what we did in the second half. It was also the plan for the first half, but we were not brave enough to choose this risky option in the build-up. So it's definitely a point. What we have to learn out of this game. So if I'm honest, we're playing with such a young side and so many players who are playing the first time on this Premier League level, and we just have 2 days to recover, long travel, and then difficult away game. It's not so easy always to be on the top of your game. So it's also quite important that we support them, that we don't criticize them too much. But this behavior, not to be brave enough in the first half, was sadly today crucial that we lost this game.
Why do you think there was a lack of bravery, Daniel? Because as you say, you got into the game on a very positive 2 games unbeaten, 4 points from 6.
Yes, it's sometimes not that easy to explain, if I'm honest. So sometimes it's more like when the first 2 or 3 passes are there, not really concentrate. You have a loss of the ball. Then it's more like you motivate the opponent to go a bit more intense into the pressing, and yourself start to struggle a bit with confidence. Although the whole 2 days we prepared them for this pressing, we prepared them how to bypass them, and we had a clear plan how to do this. But the one thing is to develop a plan, and then the other thing is also for these young players also always to be on the top of their game. And sometimes you have to accept that it is also for several players a bit like a use day, and you don't come into this game for that. We tried, for example, during the first half also to switch to 3-man formation to get a bit more control over the game. We got more control, but we were not even there. We were not able to create more chances anyhow. So, and for that, we had also a few tactical changes and also some personal changes at half-time. And I think it helped us a lot during the spirit. But not only the personal change, also like to support them to return back and to be brave. Although we are 2-0 back to our style, was pretty impressive that we were willing to do this. And sadly, they didn't get the well-deserved reward, if I'm honest, because it would be a better lesson if you learn out of this behavior. So for that, we will speak about 2 half times. So of course we have to criticize my players a bit for the first half, but also to give them a lot of credit for the second half, and this is how we will then analyze this game.
Was it just underline again, particularly as a newly promoted side, if you're not on the levels you need to be in the Premier League, you'll get punished?
Yes, exactly. So we are not Liverpool or Man City, so this sides can sometimes during this pretty busy still allow themselves to have a slow start into a game, or perhaps slow 30 minutes, or perhaps a slow halftime, and they can react because they have this unbelievable quality. So we are a newly promoted side who could hardly spend any money in the summer, and for that we have in each and every second, in order to be competitive, to be at the top of our game. And we had several periods, especially the second half, where we were really at the top of our game, but sadly not in the first half, and this is why we probably have to accept the loss today. Although, when you judge this game by the statistics, here in the away game we dominate possession with more than 60%. We created many shots. Anyhow, my feelings overall the performance definitely deserved to get 3 points, but in general, so the slow start was pretty costly today.
Daniel, is the biggest thing now for your players to learn quickly? You said there's a lot of new players in the Premier League. Is that something that needs to happen quicker to get out of the bottom three?
We learn out of each every game, and we are realistic, and we were also honest. So we were pretty open and told everyone before the season, okay, because of our situation, could hardly spend any money and bring some individual quality in. We are probably the favourites for position 20 in this league. So it's I think we have to be realistic, but we also showed in each of the game that we are competitive when we are in each and every second really on top of our game. And even this game today proved that we are capable to dominate even on this game the other teams and also possession, and this is what we have to learn out of it. It will be difficult also further on. It's not like, okay, right now we've learned, we press the button from now on, we will win each of the game, and we play all the other teams out of the park. So there's also an opponent, and there's also still some young lads who are playing the first, or at least many of them, the first season on Premier League level. It's not like I can't expect them to win from now on each of the game, but we will definitely get some points, but we have to learn out of this game, and we'll speak about it, yes.